Hey, I'm back. So, got a little traffic jam here on my way to do my Amazon Flex route. So I thought I'd do a little Postmates advice video. Thanks, Karen, for the suggestion. Getting back to you on that one. So yeah, I got a message from Karen, who's Care Bear, always commenting on these videos. Who was asking me how to get better tips through Postmates. She's kind of new to the platform, is trying to figure out some ways to make more money. She's also said she lives in a college town, which makes it kind of hard, and there's really not much you can do about that, unfortunately. College kids, you know, they like to use Postmates, and they like to not tip. But beyond all that, you know, there still are ways. So one of the things you can do, and this is depending on how deeply you want to get involved with texting, how savvy you are with that, what your thoughts are on texting and driving, and then, you know, just overall, depending on how you want to approach your orders. So one thing you can do is, as soon as you receive an order, you can have an automatic text ready to go saying, hey, this is your Postmates driver, Brent. I'm heading over to pick up your food right now. I just got your order. We'll see you soon. Okay, so what that does, why it can be a good reason to send a text right when you get the order, is because a lot of restaurants will have the food already ready to go by the time you get there, and it could have already been sitting there for a while, depending on if possibly another Postmate picked up the order and then canceled it or something like that. So it's important to let the customer know that you just received the order, and then that way they don't blame you if the food is late. That's debatable if you want to be able to, you know, send a text like that at the beginning. That's kind of, I've heard that. I've never done it personally, but I've heard that that's a good thing you can do to get tips. One thing I do myself personally is when I get to a restaurant, if there's going to be a long wait time, or if I just have any wait time where I have a minute to send a text, you can send a text to them saying, hey, I just got to the restaurant. It's going to be this much wait time. There's a big line. Thanks for your patience. I apologize for the wait. We'll see you soon. And also, these texts you can kind of use as a generic thing. You can use the memos on your phone, or like the notepad on your phone, and have these texts already ready to go. You can put cute little emojis in there, whatever. And then that way you're not having to sit there and type everything out or speak it out every time you want to send somebody a text. So I think that's nice to let people know if you're going to be a long time at the restaurant. You know, that way if it does take a long time, they're not getting upset with you and taking it out on you by not giving you a tip. Then once you pick up the food, I have another little text I have put together. Depending on the type of place I pick up at, it'll say, hey, it's your Postmates driver. I've got your fresh food on board, heading your way. And then I have like a little emoji thing that says like an arrow. It'll be like, you know, like soon, arrow, going to them, like happy face, or it'll have like a little piece of pizza, like soon, pizza, happy, whatever. Just a little cute thing, just let them know I'm on the way. Now, a lot of drivers swear by texting. They say that it always gets them better tips, you know, like they say that they'll get tips 9 out of 10 times if they use text. Personally, I use it here and there, but I feel like if you can just be really fast and just get to the restaurant quickly, get the food quickly, go to them quickly, that all the texting isn't really that necessary, because they're going to know that you were hustling and getting them their food quick. But then also maybe a customer would think, hey, this person's texting me and it's slowing them down, you know, because they're sending me this text. It's taking them longer to get the order done and get to me. So there's those two different schools of thought on it, but that's pretty much the only thing you can do to really get better tips. Besides, you know, maybe trying to slow the process down at the door a little bit when they open the door, like, hey, you know, whatever it says in the app, hey John, how you doing today? Oh, good. Well, here's your hot, fresh food. I hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful day. I mean, what else can you really do? I mean, if you try to get in them any more conversation than that, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, maybe it could rub them the wrong way, or maybe they're like, whatever, dude, I just want my food, I want to go eat. I don't know. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really not a lot you can do as far as Postmates to get more tips. Maybe ask them when you're at the restaurant if they want salsa or what kind they want, if they have separate kinds, condiments, napkins, whatever, you know, if they want extra stuff. And that's pretty much it. So beyond that, though, there are some strategies, okay? Now, Postmates has changed over the time that they've been around. When Postmates first started, you could see where your order was picking up and see where it was dropping off. And so you had kind of a good advantage. You could see if it was going to be a long distance order or a short one or whatever. And the reason they did away with that is because people were cherry picking, you know, the longer rides to make more money, to get a better commission. And so they did away with that. And then they made it to where you could, once you accepted the order, or once the order popped through, it would just show you where the order is picking up. And then as soon as you accepted it, it would show you where the order is dropping off. Now they've done away with all of that completely, and you can only see now where the order is picking up. And then after you pick the order up, then it shows you where you're dropping off. Now, that does kind of a disservice to the driver, because if you do want to, you know, not accept short rides, you know, you can't just cancel delivery because you see it's a short ride. But that helps the customer out a lot. I mean, they don't want, Postmates obviously doesn't want drivers canceling orders just because it's a short ride. I mean, I'm guilty of that. If I would accept an order and I saw that it was going right next to the restaurant, I would get rid of it unless the food was going to be ready immediately when I got to the restaurant. And that's another thing Postmates has done, is they got rid of the timer that shows you when an order is going to be ready. So now, instead of saying Roadhouse Grill, ready in 6 minutes, it'll just say Roadhouse Grill, go pick up the food. And so what that does is it takes the question out of your mind whether or not is the food going to be ready, and it clouds the whole order in mystery, because you don't know if that food's going to be ready, how far away it's going, if there's going to be wait time, none of that stuff. So the only advice I can give to you with these orders is to start making a log. Get a little book, write down each restaurant as they come up, as you take orders for them, and say, you know, took this long to get the food. I had to place the order, I had to wait 25 minutes to get the food. Because what kills you with Postmates is having to go to a restaurant and wait 20 plus minutes for your food to be made. And if it's a short distance ride, you're not going to make any money. You're only going to get the minimal payment on it, because Postmates, and this is a horrible thing they do, is they calculate your payment based on how long it took you waiting at the restaurant, plus how much the distance, however much they pay you for the distance, has to break a certain threshold during the day. Is $4.10 in my area, in order for you to get paid more than that amount. So if it's like, if you're at a restaurant you're having to wait 25 minutes and then the order's like 5 blocks away, you're only going to get paid the $4, and you just spent a half hour of your life to make $4 to possibly not even get tipped. So all you can really do to keep that from happening is start keeping a log of your orders and pay attention to the places that are habitually making you wait a long time for food, and then just start refusing those orders. Because you can make a lot of money with Postmates if you can just, every order you get in and out quickly with your food, no matter if it's long distance or short distance. It doesn't matter, as long as you can get your food quickly. One last trick that you can use, that's the only other thing that they haven't gotten rid of, is as soon as you accept the order, you can push start pickup, and it'll say, if it's a prepaid order, it'll say do not show your PEX card at this restaurant, this is a prepaid order. Then you know that order is pretty much for sure going to be ready when you get there, because they're partnered with Postmates, and they're going to have their order already ready for you. So that's pretty much a surefire way of knowing if they're going to have the food ready for you right when you get there. So a lot of times lately, if it's really busy and I accept an order and then it says go to restaurant, especially if it says go place order at the restaurant, I'm just like, cancel, done. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go sit at a restaurant and place an order and wait. It just kills you. Even so, I had an order 2 days ago that was picking up downtown, and it said, you know, go pick up the food here. So I'm thinking like, okay, it won't be too long. You know, it wasn't a prepaid order. I had to go and pay for it, but I still ended up sitting in this restaurant for 25 minutes waiting for the food, even though the order is already placed through Postmates customer service. And so they did away with all of that. Like, it doesn't show you, even if it shows you that the order's already placed, it used to say, you know, food will be ready in 20 minutes. It doesn't say that anymore. It just says go to the restaurant and wait mystery amount of time. So I've pretty much just gotten to the point where I only want to take orders that are prepaid and are going to be ready when I get there. I mean, it sounds kind of snotty, and everybody can't do it, or else there's not going to be, you know, people accepting orders. But I don't think everyone's going to see this YouTube video and do the same thing I'm doing. But that's the only advice I can give you. I mean, they're making it harder and harder to take advantage of the Postmates system, which, I mean, sounds shady saying that, but it's like, you know, I don't want to go out there and make $8 an hour because I'm only getting 2 orders an hour because I have to sit in lobbies forever. And that's just how it is. So that's my biggest piece of advice, is mark your orders, how long it takes, keep track of it, and try to take the orders that take the least amount of time, and try to avoid downtown orders and having to park downtown. You can't really avoid, you know, where the order is going to take you, but you can avoid picking up downtown orders and work in the areas you want to work, where you can get parking easier. So I hope that helps you. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.